Okay, so it is Tuesday, the first Tuesday of the month here in July? Yeah, July. It was just 4th of July. What am I talking about? Yeah, I'm browsing the PlayStation Store. It's Tuesday. I'm like, oh my god, please let there be something dope for free on the PlayStation Network store this month, please. And we got two bangers. We got Absolver and Heavy Rain, but Absolver though, I'm like, yo, that's that game. That's that game I wanted to play way back when it first came out, back when it was hot, back when, all the cool Dark Souls players were like, hey, let's try this Absolver shit, man. It's really dope, really deep combat. Let's get into that. But you see, my broke ass, I was a little bit too busy, a little bit too broke, couldn't buy it. And it was pretty cheap, so I think it was like $30 when it came out, but I still couldn't grab it. But now it's free. So I tried the game out, and it's fucking great. And I'm thinking to myself, what happened to this game? It's almost like this game fell just straight off the map. It plummeted off the map. You saw a little bit of it, and then it just vanished. Like, no one really talked bad about it. There was just a lot of activity, and then there wasn't. Just straight up, there wasn't. I think people went back to playing either For Honor or back to playing Dark Souls 3, or what's now Dark Souls Remastered after that release last month, or 2 months ago rather, back in May. But yeah, no one seems to play this game, and it's beautiful. Like, the art style is, I guess, just to compare it to something popular right now, it looks a lot like Fortnite. Like, if Fortnite was actually tried to be somewhat gritty and realistic looking, it looked kind of like this, I guess. You know what I mean? It's not quite as bright and colorful and popping. It sacrifices those traits for something more real. And the story, very vague. If it wasn't already obvious enough, it gets a lot of inspiration from the Souls series, and even this game called God Hand that a lot of y'all probably haven't heard of. It's a really sick game. It gets a lot of its combo system. Yeah, let's talk about that. Oh my god, the combat and the combo system in this game. The very first thing that just kind of took my heart by storm, right? So when you hop in, you can choose between, I believe, like 3 fighting styles to start off with. And once you get in there, you can choose your move set. Essentially, you can choose what combos or what moves to have in your moveset in which order, and you have different stances. So a different stance will start out with a different attack, and also depending on the move in each stance, you could end up in a different stance after performing said move. It's super complex and in depth, and gives the player like all the power to do whatever he wants. You can be a boxer, you can be a kickboxer, a taekwondo dude. Oh my god, I've only been playing for like probably 3.5 hours in total. The game is stupid, and I mean that in the best of ways. But yeah, so basically, you also learn new moves as you explore the world and run into different fighters. I'm not gonna talk too much about the story. Like I said, this game is inspired by Dark Souls, not only in the combat and difficulty, but the story too. It's extremely vague. It's kind of told in text boxes, dialogue, and just looking around. But you play as this masked character, for anyone who wants to know, and you're on the quest to become an Absolver. But whatever that means, you have to be a fucking beast at fighting, apparently, at the martial arts. If you're not a beast at the martial arts, you can't be an Absolver, which is the name of the game. So get good at the martial arts to become an Absolver. Yeah, I probably butchered that story summary for anyone that actually knows what's going on. But hey, I tried. I've been playing for 3.5 hours. Like I said, I don't know how long the game is, but all I care about is the combat. Straight up transparency. All I give a fuck about is the fighting. It's so good. So, as I was saying, sorry, this video is a bit rambly. This isn't a structured video at all. I just played the game and I'm like, yo, I need to make a video about this. What the hell happened in this game? Okay, back to the topic at hand. So the combat. Yes. As you fight enemies, they have different moves. because they're from different regions of the world. They fight differently. They were taught to fight differently. As you observe their moves and fight them, you learn their moves. Now, my only complaint is, now again, I haven't played that much. I played like 3.5 hours. But it seems to take a bit longer than it should to learn the moves as you're fighting, you know, a different AI character. It takes a bit long to learn the moves. You have to kind of sit there and basically block every attack and wait until your characters learn that move. It's kind of annoying, but I mean, it's a cool system in theory. I feel like it could have been executed a bit better, but maybe that'll change, or maybe that opinion will solidify the more I keep playing the game. I don't know. But yeah, I feel like it takes a little bit long to learn new moves from the other AI, because that's the only method of learning. Well, let me not say that, because one big thing that I have not unlocked yet is school. Don't know what that school thing does, but it's a thing. Apparently you can go to school. Maybe you can learn moves that way as well. I'm not sure, but I know it's a bit tedious to learn moves from enemies alone. So I don't know. Here's hopes that school will teach you some new moves in a more efficient manner, right? I don't know. But yeah, so you go to different regions, fight new enemies with new moves, learn these moves, and then you can incorporate them into your own moves in your different stances to combat the way you want, whether that's, you know, stylish, whether you want to focus on guard breaks or interruptions, or just something really quick to get in and out, or it's so many possibilities. You play how you want. Now, in games like these, there usually is a quote unquote best way to play. Like, sure, you can play however you want, but there probably is a mathematically best way to play the game. I'm not sure, because every move is assigned, you know, a damage number, and AI. While AI is very different, you know, between the different types, they do sort of fall into the same patterns of attack and defense. So if you find that sweet spot and get the, you know, play the game enough to where you get it down to a science, yeah, I can definitely see someone just turning this game on its head like a mad scientist and just being untouchable. Speaking of untouchable, oh man, so multiplayer is also a thing. Now, I don't know, I have very mixed feelings about this after playing. I kind of wish it was set up more, you know, as much as this game already takes inspiration from Dark Souls, I wish it was set up more like Dark Souls. It's played kind of weird. You're always online, which is fine, I guess. And players are in the world with you, like they're ever present. You can just see them straight up walking around. They kind of look like enemies, because I mean, you and enemies aren't very distinct looking. You can almost confuse yourself for an enemy sometimes. But yeah, you can meet other players just walking around. You can choose to fight them. You can work with them as you move along in the world. I haven't learned anything much else about that system as of yet, but it's kind of fun. Maybe if you're playing with a friend or two, maybe that could be dope. I'm not sure, but it's kind of weird. I don't really know how to explain it. I haven't deep dived into it yet, but it's got something about it is a little off. It's kind of iffy. Sorry. Yeah, it's kind of iffy. It's a little stiffy. Anyway, I'm being silly as hell tonight. Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about it. I don't know if I like it or not, but it's fun and it's funny. You know, I kind of like beating up on bad players and getting my ass beat by obviously experienced players too. It was kind of cool, I guess. There's a lot of guessing going on in this video. That's because yeah, I'm not very experienced with this game. I just thought I needed to cover it because I've been liking it. I've been liking it a lot. It's a good game. I want to know where everybody went though. Where's the community at? You know, if they showed the player count from this game, I'm sure it wouldn't be more than a couple hundred. I am positively sure of that. But of course, along with the good, there's also the bad and the ugly. I commented on how the multiplayer is kind of hit or miss somehow. I don't really know what makes it, you know, kind of trash. It's just something about it is off. And but the bad and the ugly. Something about this game. as I kept playing, you know, near the end of my little 3.5 hour session, as I kept playing, I began to kind of understand and answer my own question: what happened in this game? You know, it's a little drab. I don't know how to explain it. There's something about the aesthetic or the feel of it. Something small is off, but it's small enough to have a great deep effect on the enjoyment of the game. I can definitely see a person getting tired of this game fairly quickly, too quickly, you know, for it to be a good thing. A game like this, especially if you're gonna try to put multiplayer in it, it has to be built for some sort of longevity, right? At least you'd imagine. It's kind of not. I got tired of playing it. I mean, 3.5 hours for the first time playing a game of this magnitude. I mean, honestly, that's kind of weak. That's kind of weak. And I had a day off. I had a day off, so I didn't have to do shit today. I got in 3.5 hours, and I was like, I mean, I honestly could have got off after the 2.5 hour mark, but I really wanted to see what was, I guess, around the corner. Oh, and also, speaking of around the corner, you can't fast travel in the game. Again, I could be speaking too soon. Maybe you can fast travel between these bonfire-like points called altars in the game, but I wasn't able to do that. I kind of had to keep a mental map all the way through of where to go and how to get back to the hub place whenever I needed to. And I don't know if that was a good or a bad thing or not. It felt fun. I knew what they were going for. Dark Souls 1 is a lot like that. You couldn't warp until like probably the late point of the mid game. You cannot warp between bonfires. But this game is not built like Dark Souls. It's just not. It's not as good, man. It's not. It tried to act like it was. It's kind of not. But yeah, as well as that, while the game's combat might be technically good, the actual running of said game, the mechanics behind it, the code, the net code, it's laggy as shit, man. I mean, you step into a new environment and frames just drop like it's hot, man. It's crazy. They drop like hotcakes. I mean, frames are skipping all over the place, and they will steady skip. They will keep skipping as you move along in the world. It doesn't really get any better, and it made me kind of sad because I recorded in 60 frames per second, but it didn't really matter in the end. But yeah, this game is in drastic need of like a polishing. You know what I mean? Like a drastic just optimization. And I realized that the game is kind of indie, so it has that indie charm, just like any indie game would have. But damn, it needed some kind of AAA touch, some kind of budget. Maybe just somebody need to throw some money at the guys who made this game, right? But yeah, it needs something that I haven't really put my finger on. I don't know if I'll keep making videos about this game, but I'll definitely stream it. It's kind of an interesting game to, I don't know, kind of chill and hang out with and talk about all the crazy shit you can do. So yeah, I don't know. That's just my inner thoughts and my take on this beautiful abandoned game called Absolver. Guys, any old fans or old players that's come across this video, let me know what happened. Like, why'd you stop playing? If you're still playing, hell, let me know how you feel about the game after. I think the game's been out for almost 8 months now, or maybe going on a year. I'm not 100% sure on the matter, but yeah, let me know what's going on with the game. And yeah, that's it. I'm Charlie, and I'm out of here. I hope you guys have a great day, or whatever time it is by the time you see this video. Just enjoy yourself and be peaceful and loving to everyone you meet. I'm out of here. Peace.